All right, this is a video for feedback on my electrical system. So starting here, we have the DC in, two legs coming off of the battery bank. We have a positive bus bar here with one leg going to one end of my 10 100 amp hour batteries, wired in parallel, and this comes off of one end of the parallel. And then we have the bus bar here with one coming off for the first inverter, second inverter, and then this goes over to power the RV's 12 volt system on a switch here. DC comes down through these two switches, through two fuses, which are I believe 300 amp each. I'll verify that. And both legs come in to power the inverters. Negative comes on the other side. We have a negative bus bar back here, which then, same deal, connects both legs of the inverters and the coach power. And then I have the battery monitor here, and then this arm here goes down to the other end of the DC wiring in parallel. So looking on the other side, we have the battery bank is in that box there, and then you can see the positive wires going up to the bus bars and the negative wires going up to the bus bars. And then that does it for the DC. On the AC side, here is my transfer switch. This one here is generator, this one here is shore power, and then out here I have AC coming out. And so to go live the system, I will be disconnecting the out wire there and wiring in this wire here, which is the new wire going through the system. And I'll take that wire and connect it. So for the AC, that wire I just showed you that I'll be hooking up goes into here. And I have my first of two junction boxes that I'm using to, at this point, split the power coming in. So at this, everything is split in this junction box. And so one of the splits goes out into this breaker here, and the other split goes into this breaker here. And the reason I have them split is so that I can bypass the system and run just off of shore power generator without involving any of this, for two reasons. One, because when I'm in an RV park and plugged into power, I don't want to have to deal with the heat issues and other issues. And two, is just for troubleshooting. I wanted a way to be able to learn the system without having to depend on it entirely. So to finish up how the split's working before I get into the inverters, the split, this again is the feed in from shore power, and then it is merged into another feed back out that goes into this fuse panel here, which then goes in and combines here. So I essentially can turn this breaker off and this breaker on in order to be running in bypass mode, or to be running on the battery system. I have to turn this breaker off, this one on, and then I'm running through the inverters. So as long as I remember to not have them both on at once, we should be okay. So coming back to the inverters, the power feeds into this fuse panel here, and we have our neutrals and our ground, and then we have our red and black legs. My red leg here is feeding up into the left Victron, and my red leg here is feeding up into the right Victron. And then the red leg feeds back out of the left Victron into my fuse box here, and my black runs out of the right Victron down into this fuse box here. So this fuse box here on the right is recombining the power that comes out of the two Victrons. So I have now I have the red coming from the left Victron and the black coming from the right Victron going into this fuse panel here, and then it goes off back into my combiner box up here. So this up here is my last junction box, where I have already showed you the shore power bypass coming in here and wired up on this side, blended with the wires coming out of the Victrons. So when this fuse box is on, it'll feed power into these, or when this fuse box is on, it'll feed power into these, and only one should be on at once. These connectors here are disconnected, and because that's when we'll go live, is I will take that wire that is currently going into my ATS and bring it over and connect it here. My black, red, neutral, and ground will all get connected up here, and that's all that's left to do, is to pull the wire out of the ATS, connect it here, and then connect this wire here into the ATS, and everything should be ready to power up. Obviously, I know I need to close up all the panels, and there's a little bit more cable management to do, but otherwise I would be very interested in feedback if I've missed anything or if there are any concerns before I depend on this thing.